Can you describe or tell us about the moment that you became a musician? What was the music you were playing at that time, and what were the previous influences that make you become a musician?
Well, I began. I was always involved in music, but it was like from church, so gospel music, and then everything. It seemed like everything was a gradual process, like becoming really interested in hip hop and writing, and already having written. I had my first poem published when I was in the second grade, so I was like probably 6 or 7 years old. But then my writing became, my poems became raps and songs much later. So the first influences were people in my church community, like singers and preachers, and then activists like Dr. King and Malcolm X and people like that really inspired me to go deeper into writing and to telling my story, telling our story.
What is your view about the deep relation that there is between music and politics in the history of African American music?
My personal position about the story of the link. I think that it's hard to measure it because it's so far-reaching. There's so many singers and performers and writers and that performers would not be considered activists, but their statements, would not be considered. Statements are so powerful that they are as much activists as Nelson Mandela would not be considered, Stevie Biko or Patrice Lumumba. So we can think about people like Stevie Wonder or Marvin Gaye as incredible activists because of their body of work and because of their reach, how many people they were able to reach. So I would definitely include those kind of artists, and because of that would not be to measure how much impact they had, but that for sure would not be is there and it's powerful. And then of course we have hip hop artists like Chuck D or Kendrick Lamar who are, of course we have right there in your face, like, hey, I'm saying this, and you're gonna take it whether you like it or not. I'm saying this. Hip hop artists like Chuck D or Kendrick Lamar who are.
What was your knowledge and experience about the French scene, and more especially the French rap? Because even probably the same rules of the American music influenced a lot. The perception and the way that rap is workable is totally different.
Before I started touring in France, so the first time I came to France and did a concert in France, it was 2005, and then in 2006 I did it had a big impact, and we went on television and radio and magazines, and that really made each year increase. So in around that time, I already knew, before I came in France, I already knew about MC Solar because of his collaboration with Guru from Gangstar and the Jazzmatazz projects. But then after I spent more time in France, of course, even now I continue to hear about the legendary Entretien and I Am. Continue to hear about the legendary Entretien. Then after that, and it's kind of like saying Run DMC or some some of the biggest artists. Then after that, everything else is a reference. Everything else is like okay. Who came after them is a reference. Everything else is like so. I'm still learning about new actual artists that are working today. So. Yeah.